Anderson, level of skate, passes, score! Wow! What a play!
Okay, so first off, the 2025 offseason wasn't normal. This wasn't your average depth forward for a conditional 7th round pick and a bag of pucks kind of summer. Nope. This was NHL GMs going full EA Sports franchise mode, hitting forced trade like they're trying to speedrun a rebuild. Big contracts, core players, goalies moving like rental cars in July.
Bergeron taps it low for Krejci. All the way to Chara, he scores!
Moves so big, your buddy who only watches playoffs went, wait, he plays there now? It felt like GMs woke up every morning and said, what if we do something insane today? And the assistant GM just slowly nodded while sipping coffee like,
playoff formats and the intensity of the regular season. The two best teams in the league made it to the final, and this should be a very special series.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
yeah, sure, let's terrify the fan base. We got Twitter meltdowns, we got fan bases talking themselves into new rosters like it's a new relationship. No, seriously, this time they're different, I swear. We got hockey podcasts recording emergency episodes so often they should qualify as paramedics. We love chaos, and we got chaos. Let's talk about the big ones. Mitch Marner to Vegas. Mitch Marner to the Vegas Golden Knights. You ever see someone in a long-term relationship where you know it's not working, but they keep trying anyway? Yeah, that's Marner and Toronto. After 9 seasons, endless "this is our year" speeches, and 0 Stanley Cups, they finally cut the cord. Marner signs 8 years, $96 million. Vegas says, we'll take that. And Toronto gets Nicholas Waugh. Toronto fans were probably like, cool, we traded elite playmaking for vibes? And then there was even a 3-team trade earlier that got vetoed because his wife is pregnant and didn't want to move mid-season. Which, honestly, fair.
You know, we loved our time. We loved being in Toronto full time and being close to family and friends. But, you know, we just thought it was time for a new chapter in life. And having Miles, our son, you know, we wanted to, you know, just, I guess, look at other options and see what was out there. And we found one that we really liked. And
try telling a pregnant woman you're moving her twice in 1 year. Good luck. Somewhere there's a GM still sweating thinking about that phone call. Vegas now has Eichel, Stone, and Marner. That's not a top 6. That's a final boss team. That's a, are you sure this league has a salary cap lineup? The Marner era in Toronto. Great highlights, great regular seasons, great golf tee times in May. Leafs fans, I'm not picking on you. You do that yourselves. But hey, new era, maybe less crying this time. No promises. Mikko Rantanen World Tour to Dallas. Next up, Mikko Rantanen to Dallas. And buddy, this man took the scenic route. Colorado, Carolina, Dallas, all in 1 year. This wasn't a trade. It was a backpacking trip across the NHL. You ever get moved so many times you forget your forwarding address? Rantanen does. Carolina got him. He looked around like, nah, I don't belong here. Where's the snow? 13 games, 2 goals, then boom, shipped again.
Yeah, really, no words to describe, you know, the belief in the group, you know, the whole team of ours, you know. There was no quit at any point, you know, I think.
Dallas comes in like that friend who rescues you from a bad group project and says, come here, we'll get you right. And they paid for him. Stankoven, multiple picks, future firsts, basically the take my wallet package. Then they hand him 8 years, $96 million. Dallas now has Robertson, Hintz, Rantanen, Ottinger. That's not a lineup. That's a potential Western Conference nightmare. Texas football fans might finally let hockey into the group chat. Maybe. If the Stars don't win something soon, Texas is going to lose it. And not in the normal football-related way. We're talking about someone yelling, "Fire everyone," outside of Buc-ee's. Montreal goes full franchise mode. Noah Dobson. Now let's talk about Montreal waking up and choosing violence. In a smart way. Noah Dobson to the Canadiens. I'm convinced someone in Montreal's front office played franchise mode once and said, "Why don't we do this in real life?" They sent 2 first-rounders, 16 and 17, and Heineman to the Islanders. In return, Dobson, freshly signed for 8 years, $76 million. That's a 25-year-old right-shot top-pairing defenseman who eats minutes like poutine at 2 a.m.
Horvat gets there. Horvat drops it off. Dobson, and he scores.
Montreal now has Lane Hutson and Dobson running the blue line. That's like getting fries and onion rings. No team needs that much joy. If you're a Habs fan, you've been rebuilding since dial-up internet. So yeah, you deserve this. Islander fans probably felt like someone unplugged their controller mid-game.
Sitting tight, and the Islanders tie it up.
And Lou Lamoriello definitely sighed like, fine, rebuild time again, I guess. Detroit finally gets a goalie, John Gibson. Detroit finally got a goalie, John Gibson to the Red Wings. Wings fans have spent, 10 years going through goalies like Tinder swipes? Nope. Maybe? Nope. So they trade Petr Mrazek again. Somebody check that man's passport stamps. Plus picks up Gibson. 31 years old, .912 last year, and still has gas in the tank.
Gibson has been awesome for Anaheim. They would not even be thinking about the playoffs without the strong play of John Gibson, and not surprising that he's starting to put on.
Detroit just needed someone who could stop pucks consistently and not make their defense look like traffic cones at practice. Will it fix everything? We'll see. But hey.
He hands it off. Glove save. Gibson again. Stamkos has one stolen away.
It beats watching pucks enter the net like your fridge gets open during the game. Too often. Chris Kreider to Anaheim. Rangers West. Speaking of veterans changing scenery, Chris Kreider to Anaheim. 13 years in New York. Guy basically was the Rangers. Then boom, request to trade and heads to Disneyland. Literally Anaheim. 4th rounder out, Carey Terrence and a 3rd come back. Kreider looked at the Rangers' playoff collapse and was like, you know what? I need sun, I need palm trees, and I need to be with my old boys. He joined Strome, Trouba, and Vetrano. The locker room probably feels like a Rangers group chat. Anaheim is basically the Rangers alumni resort now. Cap alchemy, Carey Price, contract to the Sharks. Goalie drama time. We love this part. Carey Price's contract to the Sharks. Before you say anything, yes, contract. Not Price himself. He hasn't played since 2022. Montreal sends him, plus a 2026 5th to San Jose. Gets back Gannon Larocque. Clears $4.5 million in space. San Jose is like, we collect weird contracts now. It's our thing. And honestly, smart move. Cap flexibility is currency. It's like when you buy avocado toast instead of rent. Sometimes it makes sense. Well, kinda. Oilers buy a low-grade goalie, Connor Ingram. And in Edmonton news, Connor Ingram heads to the Oilers. Future considerations. Translation, we'll send you a fruit basket later. Buy low goalie move. He had a rough year, dealt with personal stuff, got cleared, now has a fresh start. If Edmonton fixes him, that's dangerous, because the last thing the league needs is McDavid saying, oh, cool, now I don't have to score 5 goals to win. Blue Jackets add grit, Coyle and Miles Wood. Time for some middle-class hero trades, aka the ones that don't trend on Twitter, but win championships. Coyle and Miles Woods to Columbus. Colorado gets Gavin Brindley plus picks. Columbus gets big energy dudes. Coyle equals reliable, leadership, can win draws, can chirp effectively.
Break through. Markstrom way out the challenge. Gets the puck to the line. Gave it away. Score! Puck got the clock.
Miles Woods equals chaos on skates. Skates like someone who drank 3 Red Bulls and said, I fear nothing. Columbus quietly put together a real roster. Imagine them making the playoffs. Twitter would explode. San Jose adds Skinner and Klingberg. Jeff Skinner to San Jose. Sharks signed him after his weird playoff run in Edmonton, where he basically sat on the bench like a sad golden retriever who wants to play. 1 year, $3 million deal. Low risk, trade him at the deadline for picks. Classic Shark move. Also, they signed John Klingberg, which means San Jose is collecting guys who were great in 2018 like it's a vintage card hobby. But hey, vibes matter, and someone has to score there. Philly makes weird, but smart moves. Then Philly woke up in October and said, what if we made like 3 random but interesting trades? They get Carl Grundstrom, Artem Guriev, and Christian Kreider. They send out Ryan Ellis, who hasn't played since dial-up, and Samu Tuomala. Flyers quietly building depth. Very Flyers thing. Not flashy, just gritty, slightly confusing, but it works. Salary cap goes boom. And let's not forget the context. Cap jumped to $95.5 million. Suddenly, every GM turned into Oprah. You get a contract, you get a contract. Everybody gets an 8-year deal. Teams aren't scared anymore. They're like, in debt? Sure. No draft picks left? Who cares? Future problems? We don't know her. It's beautiful chaos. It's what the league needed. Some teams built contenders. Some built content for us. Both are appreciated. Wrap up. Chaos is good. So what do we learn here? Vegas refuses to stop being terrifying. Dallas robbed the league like they had cheat codes. Montreal said, future is now. Detroit found a goalie. Miracles happen. Anaheim is a retirement home for Rangers icons. San Jose is hoarding contracts like Pokemon. Philly is in their surprisingly competent arc. Salary cap going up turns GMs into gamblers. And you know what? I love it. This season isn't even underway and drama is already flowing like Gatorade at practice. Players switching cities, fan bases coping, cap-friendly working overtime, and some poor equipment manager packing bags like it's Amazon warehouse prime season. Final hype, season is a movie. Hockey is chaos, and chaos is fun. All right, grab your sticks, tape your shin pads, yell wheel for no reason, and buckle in, because the 2025-26 season is about to be a movie. And if your team didn't make a move, buddy, they're planning something, or they're asleep. One of the two.